Hey everyone, welcome back to another Homeroom announcements video. This is a special edition because instead of news and updates about the channel, I'll be answering the top 5 questions from my Ask Me Anything video that I posted a few weeks ago in celebration of hitting 5,000 subscribers. That's why this video is called AMA 5 for 5,000. I'll do a 10 for 10,000 video when we hit that milestone. As some of you may have noticed, we ran into a little hiccup recently where YouTube did a system-wide dead subscriber scrub. Unfortunately, they went a little overboard and had to quasi-apologize on their YouTube team Twitter account. It temporarily brought us down below 5,000 subs, but that's nothing compared to some of the bigger YouTubers. I heard PewDiePie lost 600,000 subs. Ouch. He made a pretty funny video about that actually. Anyway, we bounced back and now I can finally post this video. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for all the support and kindness you've shown me over the last year. I really believe that when I hit 1 million subs, I'll have the kindest, smartest audience on YouTube. We are well on our way. Oh, and speaking of the last year, this video is also a special anniversary video of sorts. Last week marked my 1-year anniversary of posting videos on the channel. Now, I reserved the channel name back in 2014, but I didn't actually start posting videos until the end of June, beginning of July 2015. So here's to the 1-year birthday of the Skooled Zone. It's definitely been one of the most impactful experiences of my life. I don't know, maybe someday I'll write a book about what it was all like. But for this video, let's get right into the AMA. So I went through the comment section and picked out the top 5 questions. There were some really good ones, so I'm excited to answer them. Oh, and I figured that since this will be sort of a long chatty video, that I'd throw in some Call of Duty footage in the background, since that's kind of a tradition among talkie gamer videos. Alright, Jack Caldwell asked, what was your first gaming system and favorite game for that system? Actually, he asked 3 questions, but I'll at least lump these 2 into one question. And it's sort of a good one to start off with because it's kind of reminiscent and all that. So I had gaming systems as a kid, but I actually don't remember what they were. I was more into other hobbies growing up, like sports and Dungeons and Dragons, or partying and computer programming. Yeah, I was one of those weird kids that was both a jock and a nerd at the same time. But it was awesome because I could sort of float around among all the cliques in school, and I always thought cliques were stupid anyway. But when I got into college, I actually took a long break from video games and didn't get back into video games until probably the original Xbox came out. So that's what I really consider my first gaming system, and it totally blew my mind. One of the first games I played on it was Blood Rain. I was so into that game, it was insane. A girlfriend I was dating at the time even got jealous of the main character and broke up with me. If you can believe that. It's actually kind of funny to think about that years later. I'd love to know in the comment section if any of you guys have had a girlfriend or boyfriend break up with you over video games. I mean, I can't be the only one. Anyway, some other cool games I remember from that era was Brute Force. Did you guys ever play Brute Force? Oh man, that game was awesome. And a game called Gladius. I was so into Gladius as well. It was like this turn-based tactical role-playing game where you basically had these team arena fights. It was sort of chess-like, but with historical battle characters. For example, you could play a Viking or a Pharaoh or a Roman centurion, all that jazz. And there was this whole backstory and you traveled from land to land. It's funny because I dusted off the game and looked at it yesterday, thinking about this question, and I was stunned by how far graphics have evolved over the last decade. I mean, it's funny to think that I thought graphics looked so good back then, and like now it's just crazy. Anyway, Game Informer gave that game a 9 out of 10 at the time, so it was definitely an awesome game when it came out. Oh, and Jade Empire was another game I was really into around that era. Man, I would love if they made a sequel to Jade Empire. That game is totally franchisable. Never really understood why they didn't. Speaking of which, Wade Wilson asked, what's your favorite video game of all time? Ah, well, the answer to that one's easy. Fallout 4. Not hard to tell since I've been featuring that game on the Skooled Zone since last fall, but it's definitely one of those legacy games, In my opinion, it kind of changed the face of video games, to be honest, with the whole deep RP adventuring combined with the settlement building aspect. But I really like how Bethesda games don't dumb anything down. There's always that amazing factoid potential in each quest, whether it be great SAT words or historical facts and all that. The Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games are like that too, but I've whined about Ubisoft's terrible game saving mechanic in the past, so I don't need to go into that again. If you want to hear me rant about that, I'll leave a link to a video on that very subject in the description below. Anyway, I'll continue on with Fallout 4 probably through the summer. However, this fall is going to be a treasure trove of new and amazing games. It's going to be like another gaming rampage season with games like Battlefield and Watch Dogs 2 and Dishonored 2. Oh man, Dishonored 2. And that's just to name a few. Basically, like last fall, it's going to be hard to decide which games to feature on the channel. Hopefully, I don't have to leave too many unfinished like last year. Fortunately, I have some time before I have to make any decisions on that. Steve Tao asks, what do you do for your day job when not doing YouTube? Good question. Well, since starting YouTubers get paid probably less than minimum wage for all the time and effort they put into their videos, most have a main job to pay their bills. I mean, unless they have parents or a spouse supporting them, or they're retired, or, they have a trust fund or something, they pretty much have to work. I'm actually a web designer and a graphic designer for my day job. That's why my video thumbnails are all pretty, and I have a website for the Skooled Zone, although I really could do a lot more with the Skooled Zone website if I had the time. But at least I enjoy the day job, and it lets me continue with my dream job, which is making videos for you guys. Hopefully by this time next year, I'll be able to afford to just do YouTube full time. That would be amazing. I think if I continue to persevere, that will happen. But until then, that's basically why I can't put out videos daily or multiple times per day. Most of those big YouTubers that are putting out videos every 6 hours or whatever pretty much have a team of people behind them, or at least someone to help with the editing or marketing. Starting YouTubers have to wear all the hats alone, so it's a slog, but it's worth it. I would love nothing more than to do trivia walkthroughs all day. That would rock. Kyle Tempesta asks, do you have the superpower to fly? I do, sir. I have been defying gravity since I was about 5 years old, and I've had to keep it a secret from the men in black all this time. I know he was joking with that question, but I thought I'd throw it in here for the fun of it. The truth is that I'm scared of heights, so I actually wouldn't want that superpower if I had the choice of superpowers. Actually, I'm not scared of heights per se. I like roller coasters, hiking, and going up to the top of tall buildings. I'm just afraid of falling. So I've never been skydiving or anything like that. I actually talked about the difference between those two phobias in one of my old Dishonored episodes, if you want to check that out. I'll leave a link for that below. But if I could somehow choose a superpower to have, it would actually be the ability to time travel. I mentioned during one of my Quantum Break episodes that my favorite superpower would be the ability to stop time, but that's not entirely true. I thought about it, and time travel would be so much cooler. For one, time travel would be like the ultimate do-over power. It would be like having your own Control-Z button, But besides that, think about how cool it would be to go back in history and observe what other people did in past centuries, or even millennia. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a bit of a history buff, but I would love to go back and be there when the Declaration of Independence was signed, or to watch the Boston Tea Party happen, or when Carter opened King Tut's tomb, or even to go back and hang out with King Tut in ancient Egypt. I mean, there's so much to see and learn from history, it's just crazy. So yeah, if I could be a Time Lord like Doctor Who, I'd pretty much be in heaven. And finally, the Cavies asked, what inspired you to do your trivia walkthroughs and factoids? They're very unique and fun. I've never had so much fun learning. Well, that is awesome, and I'm glad to read comments like that because that's one of my goals here on the Skooled Zone, to make learning fun. And there's no better way to learn than by example. I mean, let's face it, video games rock. So if you can learn a thing or two from video games while you play them, then that's like the ultimate way to absorb knowledge, right? As for the inspiration and why I'm doing this, I actually made a whole video about that a while back. It's called Origin Story Part 1. I know I promote my videos within my videos a lot here on the Skooled Zone, but here's the thing. Why talk about something I've already completely covered in a past video, Showing is better than talking, right? So instead, I'll just link you guys to the appropriate video. I mean, it's not about the views, it's just easier, So if you guys want to hear about how and why I started the channel, check out that origin story video. I'll do a part 2 and a part 3 over the next year or so, but that's a good video to start with if you're interested. Alright guys, I really appreciate the questions. That was fun. I can't wait to do the 10 for 10,000 AMA. For now though, I'm just so thankful to have passed 5,000 subs, and it's all because you guys are sharing the videos and spreading the word about the Skooled Zone. You guys rock. Until next time, LPK. Love, peace, knowledge.